Donald Trump says he was never planning a vote prior to the 2020 election on a healthcare plan to replace Obamacare. Trump's administration has asked the courts to strike down the Affordable Care Act. He first claimed that Republicans would come up with a great plan to replace it, but later acknowledged no such plan exists and no effort will be made to get one through Congress until after the 2020 election. Prior Trump efforts to repeal and replace Obamacare have failed to pass. Donald Trump says he was never planning a vote prior to the 2020 election on a healthcare plan to replace Obamacare. Trump's administration has asked the courts to strike down the Affordable Care Act. He first claimed that Republicans would come up with a great plan to replace it, but later acknowledged no such plan exists and no effort will be made to get one through Congress until after the 2020 election. Prior Trump efforts to repeal and replace Obamacare have failed to pass. At least 14 major donors to Donald Trump's inaugural committee got nominations to be U.S. ambassadors, NBC News reports. None have diplomatic experience. The nominee for ambassador to the Bahamas, Doug Manchester, who gave $1 million to the inaugural, was even unaware the island nation he was picked for is an independent country. He incorrectly told Congress during his confirmation hearing that it was a U.S. protectorate, which has never been the case. The Bahamas was formerly a British possession, but has been independent since 1972. Manchester's nomination has been stalled for 2 years, according to NBC. Catching up on some election results from last night, Lori Lightfoot has been elected mayor of Chicago. She's the first black woman to hold the job, and the first openly gay person. Her election is also remarkable because she is a political outsider who has never held elected office. Meanwhile, a conservative candidate beat the favored liberal in crucial state Supreme Court election in Wisconsin, which is being seen as an ominous sign by Democrats there. Talking Points memo reports, and voters in Anchorage, Alaska rejected a proposal for a new alcohol tax. The Anchorage Daily News reports, as Donald Trump pushes anti-immigration policies on multiple fronts, his son-in-law Jared Kushner has been quietly working on a plan to increase legal immigration to the United States. Politico reports, Kushner, a senior advisor at the White House, has been working for months on the proposal, which would increase permitted numbers of both high-skilled and low-skilled workers. The effort began in January when Kushner convened meetings with business and agriculture organizations. People involved in the talks told Politico it could generate a proposal for Congress by the summer. Whether it gets that far may depend on whether Kushner or Stephen Miller, a hardliner on restricting immigration, who has not been involved in the talks, winds the day with Trump. The news emerged hours after Trump further backed off his threat to close the U.S.-Mexico border, saying Mexico has been cooperating to his satisfaction. I really wanted to close it. Now Mexico's saying is no, no, no. The first time in decades, we will not let anybody through, and they've apprehended over 1,000 people today at their southern border and they're bringing them back to their countries, he said at a Republican dinner Tuesday night, according to ABC News.
Yeah.